kids. Today we're going to read a story in honor of a special day called Cinco de Mayo. Do you know what Cinco de Mayo means? Well, these words are in Spanish. Does anybody know how to count in Spanish? Let's try it. Uno, dos, tres, cuatro, cinco. Cinco means 5. So Cinco is 5 and Mayo is May. So Cinco de Mayo is the 5th day of May. And this is a holiday celebrated in Mexico. Kind of like our version of 4th of July. Theirs is the 5th of May. So we're going to read a story all about this day for this little girl named Maria. Maria woke up early. When she remembered it was Cinco de Mayo, a fiesta day, she jumped quickly out of bed. "What fun this will be," she said. What's a fiesta? Do you know? It's a word that means party. So Cinco de Mayo is a party day for Maria. It's a day to celebrate. Already her mother was cooking. Maria could smell the tacos, tostados, enchiladas, and other special dishes. She hurried to the kitchen doorway and stood watching. "It smells great," Maria said. "Mom, can I help?" Mrs. Sanchez smiled. "All right," she said. "You can grate the cheese." Maria picked up the big block of cheese and scraped it across the grater. The cheese slipped from her hands. "Oh no!" cried Maria as she knocked over the bowl. Oh no, poor Maria. Made a big mess. Mrs. Sanchez began cleaning up the mess. "Maria," she said, "the cheese block is too big for your hands. Why don't you find something else to do?" Maria hung her head and walked slowly out of the kitchen. Soon she heard the noise of a hammer in the front yard. Maria peeked out and saw her father. He was decorating the front yard with straw animals. "Hi, Dad," she said. "It looks great." The animals did look very special. There was a donkey and a cat and a bear and a monkey. Maria's father and brother Ramon had made them. They had twisted shapes from straw and painted them in bright colors. Mr. Sanchez was pounding a stake into the ground to hold the monkey. "Can I help?" Maria asked. "Sure," said her father. "Would you like to swing the hammer?" Maria smiled and hurried down the steps. She picked up the hammer and swung with all of her might. The hammer came down, missing the stake and striking her father's thumb. Uh-oh. "Yow!" yelled Mr. Sanchez. He took the hammer from Maria. "Maybe this wasn't such a good idea," he said, "for such a little girl. Why don't you go find something else to do?" Maria left, hanging her head. As she walked away, she could hear music coming from the garage. Her brother, Ramon, and 5 of his friends were practicing. They had a mariachi band. "You guys sound great," she said. "May I play?" She reached out and plucked a string on Ramon's guitar. It made a loud moaning sound as it broke. "I'm sorry, Maria," said Ramon. "We're playing for the festival this afternoon. We don't have time to play with you." Poor Maria. She just doesn't have anything to do. Maria walked slowly back into the house. There, her sister Ana Luisa was decorating. Ana Luisa had put paper flowers on the table and in the window. There were streamers of red, white, and green hanging from the ceiling. Ana Luisa was standing on a chair adding paper lanterns. "It looks great," said Maria. "May I help?" Ana Luisa smiled. "Would you hand me another lantern?" she asked. Maria grabbed the paper lantern from the box, and as she pulled it out, it ripped in two. She began to cry. Ana Luisa jumped down and pulled Maria into her arms. "It's all right, Maria," she said. "We have lots more lanterns." "Every time I try to help, I break something," Maria said. Ana Luisa thought for a moment. "I know what you could do," she said. "Why don't you draw a picture for the contest at the library? Children from all over the city are drawing pictures to celebrate Cinco de Mayo." Maria got out her crayons and a big piece of paper. She thought about everything her family was doing to celebrate. She divided the paper into 4 sections, and then she drew a picture of her mother cooking, her father setting up straw animals, her brother playing in the band, and her sister putting up the decorations. "Fiestas are fun," she said. And when she was done, she showed the picture to Ana Luisa. Ana Luisa smiled. "I'll take you to the library so we can enter it in the contest," she said, and she did. Later that day, the entire Sanchez family went to the city plaza to celebrate. First, they visited brightly colored booths where snacks and different craft items were sold. In one booth, there was a taco eating contest. Mr. Sanchez entered it and had a great time. At the end of the plaza, dancers dressed in beautiful costumes performed while Ramon's mariachi band played lively music. Everyone laughed and cheered. Let's go over to the library and check out the contest, Ana Luisa said. And when the family entered the lobby, they saw lots of pictures. But right in the front with a big blue ribbon on it was Maria's picture. "Oh, Maria!" everyone exclaimed. "You won! You won!" Maria felt proud and happy. In the evening, the family went back to the house to enjoy all the special fiesta food. Aunt Juanita and Uncle Benito came over with their children, too. And after dinner, Uncle Benito told his children the story of Cinco de Mayo, how the Mexicans years before had defeated the French in a battle, and everyone cheered. Then Uncle Benito brought out the piñata he had made for the children. Each child took a turn being blindfolded and swinging at the piñata. And when it was Maria's turn, she swung with all of her might. Crack! The piñata burst open, and candy spilled everywhere. "I knew my talent for breaking things would come in handy," she said with a laugh as she and her cousins gathered up the candy. "But this time I was supposed to break something." It had all been a great fiesta. "Happy Cinco de Mayo," they all said to one another. So I guess it had a happy ending. Have you ever played piñata before? At a birthday party or something? It's pretty fun. Usually you can break it open and lots of things, toys and candy comes out. I hope you enjoyed this book about Cinco de Mayo and learned a little bit about how some people might celebrate this holiday. Have a great day. See you next time.